in the hand. You have the Terry head. Like, it was just really, really well done.
Yeah, we're doing a hard open apparently. So just saying.
We'll have to hang on to this for next Tuesday a little bit, some of it.
Oh man, so just getting these things sent out before I do the spiel.
The Daredevil's cool too. God damn, dude. That 12th scale clawful.
It's fucking insane, right?
God, he's so crazy looking. That guy, they deserve an award for the sculpt on that guy.
I think he's like 8 or 9 inches tall, maybe a little taller than that.
Yeah, he's 8.5 inches. Giggity.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. I'm glad I didn't get on that one. That Motu bandwagon could have been very expensive. They look fantastic.
Fucking Ghostbusters is gonna be fucking killer if they don't chill the fuck out.
I remember when I didn't buy the Scare Glow, but I ended up buying the She-Ra.
All right, looks like we're good. We got Joe's in here already. What's going on, Joe? Welcome to Collector's Hideout, the podcast where we really just talk shit about whatever the hell the topic is at hand. Tonight we are doing one of our watches episodes. This is a double feature, as you see in the little thumbnail. We are doing the two movies. One people kind of consider a classic, which I don't agree, but people do, is Jingle All the Way. And then for some of the newer iterations or newer fans or newer generation, we have the movie Krampus. I think that came out like 17, 18, maybe a little later than that.
2015.
Was it 15? Damn, was that long ago? Holy
December
crap.
4th, 2015.
All right, well, fuck it. All right, cool. That was a while ago. Fuck. It's fucking 10 years old. I had no idea. So let's start off with Jingle All the Way, because that was the original plan, and then I just didn't have faith we can get a full half or full hour out of that. And after watching it, I could have been wrong, because there's a lot in that fucking movie that was surprisingly enjoyable. I know Tony has some disgust with it, but it's like let's do that way.
There was a lot of innuendos, jokes and innuendos when it came to the neighbor Ted.
Put that cookie down.
Oh yeah, no, he was absolutely a sexual deviant.
I love it, dude. It's all like it was all the most 1990 what can we get away with kind of comments and stuff, and it's just
he was like
hilarious.
A watered down Quagmire.
Yes, 100%. Like I love the part where Jamie, the little kid, gets on the phone with his dad, and he's like, Jimmy, go get your mother. He's like, where is she? And he's like, oh, she's outside petting Ted. It's like, God damn. And they're in the kitchen, and she was making cookies, and he sent her upstairs, and he answers the phone, and I can't remember what it's like, Clinton or the Clifton residence or something like that, or I don't remember.
I remember the name, yeah.
But he answers the phone. He goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just in your kitchen eating your wife's cookie."
See,
I was like, "Damn, funny, dude!"
But when you watch it, right, it has nothing to do with the holidays, obviously, in the actual movie, or with the movie it does, but it's not like it was like just scripted like sly jokes for people to possibly catch. He was doing it on purpose to piss him off.
Yeah.
Right? Like it wasn't like it was just in a script to see if the audience catches. Like, no. That character was purposely saying those things to Arnold to frustrate him and antagonize him. Which,
I feel like that was
Arnold,
well,
why the fuck would you do that?
Arnold wanted a Christmas movie. He's talked about it. He said that he had done a bunch of films, but he wanted a film that would like last forever. And Christmas movies tend to last forever if they're good. And so you got to remember, like it was the doing a Christmas movie back then was the thing to do. Jingle All the Way was, I think, 1995. We'd had Home Alone and Home Alone 2, and like Christmas movies were the thing.
No, that's fine. But what I'm talking about is like, as that character, why would you say these things to a man the size of Arnold?
Oh, I don't know.
To like about his wife, like you're purposely antagonizing him and talking shit to him without directly talking shit to him. And the size of him, like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, that doesn't make sense.
He makes the comment too. The Ted guy does, like when Arnold really screws up and the wife is like, you know, oh, Ted, would you drive us to the parade? And the Ted guy says something like, oh, what the hell does he say? He goes, oh, you can't take that to the gym, muscles, or however he says it.
Oh yeah, that was like the final jab. Like, now I'm going all the way. I'm going on.
At no point in the entire thing did they ever address, because they don't need to, that Arnold's like so big, right?
Yeah.
And just out of the blue, they acknowledge it, and I kind of felt like that was unscripted, kind of a dig, just for the sake of the movie. I kind of
like improv from him.
Yeah, because you ever notice in other movies with Arnold, like a lot of the movies, right? They always make such a big deal. It's just such a big, muscular dude. You know, Kindergarten Cop, when they did Twins, you know, when he's in the car and he's like flexing and he like rips the shirt and all these kind of
the car up.
Yeah, like nuances to make fun of his muscles or whatever. But I feel like that was improv.
Well, you know, to add to that thought of it being, because she didn't even like acknowledge him being big until he was in the suit at the end, and she's like, oh my god, like she had no idea her husband was just like this jacked fucking character. Like, you've been living with the man, you've never seen him naked to know he's fucking built like a fucking brick house. Like, what the fuck?
Got to make a baby with you. I love how the son was fucking Anakin. I totally forgot that.
Okay, so I sat there and I'm watching and I'm like, man, this kid looks fucking familiar. And then I even called Melissa. I'm like, who's this kid? Like, he looks familiar, because she used to watch like a lot of those like Roswell and shit. Like, maybe it's one of the like a young version of one of those actors from one of her shows. Like, is this one of the, like, do you know who the fuck this kid is? Like, he looks familiar. She's like, no, I've never seen him. I'm like, I know him from somewhere. And then I went on and I Googled it. I'm like, oh, it's fucking Anakin. It's Darth Vader. My bad.
It's funny because it came out so that came out in 96, and episode 1 came out in 98, I think early 99. So it was like, what would you say the kid was, man? Maybe 6 in Jingle All the Way?
Probably around 6 or 7, I would assume.
He was real small. And did you say, oh my god, did you just say that?
What?
How old was he?
Like 6 or 7? Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. I don't have kids. I don't understand.
Oh. I just watched a South Park episode.
No, that was fucking hilarious. Yeah, I saw that.
I got to give South Park credit where credit is due. I watched the last 5 episodes I have watched. I have never seen so many things go. I don't want to get off subject, but go so over the top. They AI'd an image of Donald Trump naked in the desert, and they showed his penis.
They did.
All right, so Jingle All the Way. Sorry.
That shit was hilarious. Back to it. It was a different episode, but that shit was hilarious.
Holy shit.
But yeah, so Jingle All the Way, like, I remember watching as a kid, but I don't remember really anything about it outside of the he's got 2. Right? When Arnold yells he's got 2, but in my head as a child, I remembered it being somebody had 2 of the actual Turbo Mans. And then Arnold yelled and everybody chased him for one of those, but it was the fucking ball bouncing down the hip. And I didn't understand, with all the fucking balls that were bouncing around that people had to get, why was Arnold so anally about that one? He could have grabbed any other fucking ball that was there.
No, because he couldn't have grabbed anyone, because only a couple of them had the special mark on it that would get you a Turbo Man. Everybody pulled one out, but only a couple of them had the mark on it, and the one he was chasing had the mark on it.
Gotcha. I didn't notice the mark. It's only, just grab another fucking ball.
So I have like a little Mandela effect of my own, where I remember that when they went to that store, where it was the last one that had Turbo Mans, that he's fighting with an old woman. because she's like in like physically, like she's got one.
Yeah,
and
he's like
yeah,
battling
like a
with
tug
it.
of war type thing. And then he
Yeah.
thinks he got it, but what he ends up getting is Booster because nobody wants Booster, but he's holding Booster. And so I was like, oh, I'm like, damn, I'm like, why do I remember it like that?
It might have been in the trailer. Remember, a lot of movies back then would show you things in the trailer that didn't actually make it into the movie.
That's a good point. That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah. I feel like more movies should do that. Like, I feel like movies should just like film a trailer and use none of the actual movie scenes and just a trailer for the fucking movie and let that be it. Don't give me the fucking movie. But so there was so much in this fucking movie, and you get the idea. It's a dad who doesn't pay attention to his kid and his wife because he's busy working, right? And you see this trope in a lot of different movies. The dad's the busy
The Santa
one.
Claus.
Sure.
The same premise that takes off. Yeah.
Doubtfire, right? He loses his kids eventually because of it. Then he becomes a woman to get back with him. Like, it's a trope, but you're on this path of him trying to fix this problem. But the shit that he does, or the trouble he gets into to try and fix this problem, that if it was the real world, he would have been arrested like 10 times over on like life sentences.
The same cop over and over and over in the whole movie.
Oh, a bomb.
But that wasn't him. That wasn't him.
But he even apologized for it. Like, he was there. It happened. He would have been arrested. Sinbad would have been shot, right? Like, he would have been dead. Like, that would have been it. There would have been no Sinbad to worry about if he was in Kazam or Shazam or not. Like, there would have just been nothing, right? But the fact that, because I remember as a kid that there was that big, there was I guess the problem that some people did actually send bombs in the mail. But that was a genuine thing back then. That was like a concern.
Yep.
And they're just like, yep. The way they just threw it in there, like, in the first one wasn't. It was a fucking a music box, right? When he first like, I got a. And of course, the second time, it's like, oh shit, it was real. And like, nobody gave a fuck out there. There's like no mass manhunt for these two guys who just blew up a radio station.
Well, remember, it wouldn't have been him because the cops came to arrest both of them, and Myron was like, everybody get down on the ground. So Arnold wasn't part of that. So he wouldn't have gone away for that because he was also being threatened, right? Like, it wasn't him.
First of all, tell me one cop that would have given a fuck in the moment that he was not involved.
I mean, whether it's in the moment or not is irrelevant. It's what happens at trial when evidence is introduced.
That's that. But then I sit there and the whole thing, like the whole opening sequence. Oh no, the opening sequence I'm mixing up with Krampus because the whole fighting in the stores. But the idea of the toys, like, we've seen that happen throughout history. I think one of the first real big ones that they really talk about was always Cabbage Patch Kids, right?
Yep.
Like, with Cabbage Patch Kids, people were fighting for Cabbage Patch Kids. Then I believe after that was Turtles. It was like the next big one that parents went crazy for. Then Rangers was a huge one.
Tickle Me Elmo and the White Tiger Zord.
Tickle Me Elmo came out the Christmas of Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, I was saying, because Tickle Me Elmo was a few years. I feel like it was a few years after the Ranger fiasco.
Yep.
Then you had Tickle Me Elmo, which was probably the worst of all of them. Like, Tickle Me Elmo, I think topped the violent side of it than Cabbage Patch Kids. Like, people were like stabbing people for Tickle Me Elmos. Not getting trampled, you were getting stabbed. Like, but it's just like the way they caught that, and you're like watching, like, this is kind of ridiculous. But like, no, that's what people were fucking doing. They were rushing stores and tackling each other for these fucking toys for their kids, just to find out it's Booster, and nobody fucking likes Booster.
Did you guys notice in the movie? This one, I actually was talking to Rebel Girl about it. One of the coolest things I thought, at least in the movie, was you had to remember this is 1996. So like when they would do this panning of the shelves
the toys
are on the shelves, and I'm just like, oh man, it's so crazy to see like they like so at the time
Toy Biz, X-Men.
Yeah, Toy Biz, X-Men, like all the superhero figures, like
Yep.
the Secret War stuff. It's like all across the freaking the aisle, and I'm just like, man, that is so wild to see, and just see that it's not. I don't know. Just see that that's normal. It's on a shelf, and that's normal.
So as for our other podcast for toys and our drinks and toys, obviously we're toy collectors. To see that, right? It was great to see, but then the I guess the adult side of me, knowing that these movies obviously, they may have used a store, but they supplied all that to build out these scenes. All those toys probably got tossed, right? Like they all probably made to a landfill, or maybe got donated for like a children's thing, but like they were put in there for that and then gotten rid of.
You really think that's the case though for a scene as simple as just focusing on an aisle?
Well, they built the whole for that scene. You would think that the whole kind of store was built because they destroyed the fucking store.
Yeah, so the panning shots that Tony is talking about are most likely like KB Toys or some of the other toy stores from back in the day. But the shots where he's destroying the store in the first scene where they're in the store, I would say that that's probably in a studio, right? Like that's in a studio, and that's why most of those boxes were most likely empty.
Well, there's no close-ups. They were all generic-looking items on a shelf.
Well, for like the tackles and shit, yeah, it was all like the toys you would find in KB Toys like around Christmas time, right? Like all those kind of knockoff bootleg bullshit toys. Those types of like remember you go by KB, there'd be like the thing in the front had like the dog that like would walk, and then like the fucking thing with like the tail there. Those bullshit toys is like what those boxes were. Like it's just a crap load of that. But I mean, yeah, I guess they could have gone and got like B footage from like an actual store. But when you see like the wall of toys that they had, like you said, when you're panning, I can't even think of a toy, not even Toys R Us or KB had walls like that. Obviously, it could have been like one special KB that had more than other ones, but like not a fucking Home Depot style fucking huge ass wall of just toys. Of X-Men.
I don't know. I always felt like Toys R Us was like that as a kid. That was always my understanding.
Toys R Us as a kid was a fucking warehouse. It had the same racking as Home Depot, and you walked in that bitch, and you had like that style of store. Like they had like pegboard like for like the toys to hang on, but the racking shit was Home Depot. Like it was a warehouse.
Yeah, I also remember that Toys R Us video game aisle back in the day. There were no actual games. It was the slips with the name and the picture on it. You would take that up to the register, and that's how they'd get your game.
You go to the register and you pay for it. Then you had to go to a window, like in the front of the store, and then a person like slid. What do you want? You give them the receipt, and they give you the game.
Yep. Nobody gets in to see the wizard. Nobody know how. Closes the
exactly. But you're right though. Like watching that scene with all that, I was like, holy crap! Like I don't collect those ones, but that's just so fucking awesome to see. It brings back those childhood, the nostalgia of going to a toy store that has been gone for what, a good 20 years?
At least.
You can't say it died with Toys R Us because it died way before Toys R Us died. Like once KB kind of went out, the whole toy store thing started dying like really quick.
Even
before became a monopoly of Toys R Us, and they suck.
Even before KB Toy went out, toy stores had changed.
Kind of like when Toys R Us went to a store versus a warehouse, it kind of started changing.
So when Gianna was born, and Gianna was born in 2010, okay? So she was like 3 years old. So this is 2013, 2014. We were still going to Toys R Us to buy her toys.
Yeah.
And they were still very active, full toy stores. However, what you saw,
No, so absolutely, yeah.
But what we saw more than, and I can recall in my head back more than anything, is we never saw older kids. We saw, like Gianna was like not older, but Gianna being 4. Now she might have been a little bit older at the time. I'm gonna say she's 4 years old when she was buying a lot of My Little Ponies. But we were buying her My Little Ponies, and she started getting into the Monster Highs and stuff. I never saw older kids in the toy areas. I always saw them in the video game sections. I never saw them in the toy aisles.
So as a ex-associate of Toys R Us, you're absolutely right.
Oh, thank God.
The only aisles that you saw people who are kids who are, say, older, maybe teens, young teens, for my store at least, was the very first aisle of the boys section.
The NECA section and the better figures.
Yeah, it's where you found the NECAs, the McFarlane, like those types of toys.
Dragon Ball shit.
Some of that shit was there. Like that's where you see more people. But as you went further back, like the only other aisle that I would see people at would be like the aisle that had Marvel, the Marvel Legends, and then it also had Star Wars on the other side of the aisle, like that section. But anything else, it was usually just the smaller children, which that's what it's fucking made for. So it made sense. But
so what do
that
you
was
think,
around the time though you're talking about when I was there.
What do you think happened to
maybe a little before that?
Because as we're watching the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of props. There was a lot of toy props because as they went to different stores, now I'm sure they moved swag, right, from one store to the next because they didn't just, set up 3 studios and fill them all up with the same shit.
No, it's probably they built it here, then like from the camera angle from this way is a different store.
It could be the same store
from this angle, it's a different store. Like,
but what do you think happened? Because they did make multiples of the booster toy of that character, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think happened to those toys?
I'm going to assume they tossed them.
You think they were all destroyed after the movie? Nobody kept any?
I imagine people kept some, like obviously like crew and stuff. I imagine somebody has some, right? But most movies, unless it's like a prop, like a physical prop, not like a toy, like it's supposed to be a toy, they like put them into like some type of big warehouse where other movies take them and they'll repurpose them for other films, right? So you might be able to look through and find boosters toys in another movie somewhere. But I imagine for the most part, most of them were just destroyed and tossed out.
I like to think in my head, as dumb as it sounds, I like to think that they finish making a movie and they take a big old crate and they go, okay, here are the props and things that we had from this movie that nobody's claimed. We put them in this crate and it won't be opened again until somebody, discovers it 50 years from now. And it's like, oh, remember that movie, Jingle All the Way? Here's all the stuff that was in that movie.
I think I would have more of a belief that they did something like that with like a Star Wars movie versus
I can tell you, I can tell you that currently on eBay is one of the prop figures, the one, it looks like the one that the kid gets at the end of the movie. And they're asking $85,000 for it.
That's probably it.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't pay $100 for it. Jesus Christ. Somebody will buy it, I would assume. Some rich asshole's gonna be like, you know what? Fuck yeah. Let me buy that.
That thing looks perfect though.
The $85,000 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, put it up on the screen.
Share that shit. All right, good job sharing that shit. So,
fuck you, dude. I'm working on it.
God damn it, fucking small screen. There we go. I mean, can
you still see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would only assume that. I mean, it has a box though. Because the one the kid wins is like a special version, right? Where it's like all.
It's the gold.
That looks like it gold out.
Yeah.
So my only question would be, and you guys see me zooming in,
release a Turbo Man?
Like, they did, but it looks like shit. The one that they released actually looks terrible.
But like you guys see me zooming in, right?
Yeah. Right on his ass for some reason. It's kind of weird.
So think about toys that were made. Transformers are an absolute dead giveaway for this shit. So anytime they try to infuse plastic with certain chromes or golds or silvers, they would break down much faster than other colors.
And they'll flake.
They'll start
flaking.
Yeah, so or they just disintegrate. So I'm just thinking, looking at this, it's so perfect. I don't want to call bullshit on it, but this has to have been something somebody bought from a person in the movie. Like, where's the description?
Well, see, so for what you said, you want to read the description instead of being silent, or are you just
Yeah, I guess offered here is an original prop, Turbo Man from the classic movie Jingle All the Way. This is an actual Turbo Man toy used in the production of the movie, also included in its original Turbo Man prop box. As far as I know, there's never been another Turbo Man like this that has been offered. Only one other Turbo Man toy was sold before that I'm aware of, but I don't have a shiny gloss. It does not have a shiny glossy red finish like this one. This is an extremely rare hero piece. He shows signs of use, very few minor discoloration overall, still excellent condition for its age. The box is distressed but in good condition. See the photo for details. The weight of the toy itself is actually pretty heavy. Once in a lifetime to own the iconic toy from the Christmas movie. It comes with a signed letter of authenticity, so that's a big deal by itself.
Right.
All sales final, no returns.
So
85 grand though.
So to add to what you were saying, right? So if it's a hero piece, that means it's obviously one that they had like a close up on, maybe the one he's holding in his hand type of thing. Like it's gonna be one that's gonna be close, so it has to look good, right? Because it's a hero piece. But it's an item made for a movie, so it's not like they tooled it, sent it off overseas, and had 2,000 of these things made for the movie. Like they sent it somewhere, had this thing made, and may have made 5, 6 of them.
Does it tell you in the description, Tony, how big it is? Or on the box?
No.
The picture of the box, does that tell you what it is? Because one thing that always stood
14
out
inch.
Is how big the fucking thing is in the kid's backpack?
It's right. Like the ones in the boxes don't look that big, but the one in the kid's backpack is insanely big.
That was the look in his arms. It was the special fucking version that he won because his dad was Turbo Man.
Yeah.
So this is not the one he gets at the end of the movie. Then this is just the prop.
This is just the one. That's just the one that was. That was probably the one that was in the neighbor's house, wrapped in the Turbo Man paper.
No, I guarantee if that was one that was a hero one, it's probably the one in the back of the woman's car as she drove away.
Yeah, that would make sense too.
So, do you remember?
Because you never actually see the one in the neighbor's house. It's wrapped up the entire time.
Well, I thought it got ripped open, but I'm probably wrong.
Do you remember in the warehouse where he's fighting the Santas and they sell them on?
Yeah, all the pieces fall out.
That had gold on it. That one had gold on it.
Well, if it doesn't speak Spanish, it's not that one. It's multilingual.
Well, I think that was just for the moment. I don't think it actually spoke Spanish, but I could be wrong.
Has a switch on the back, English to Spanish. It starts dancing around like Buzz Lightyear.
I was just gonna say, what is it, Buzz Lightyear?
But
like, it's just, that movie though. Honestly, I was dreading watching it. I really enjoyed watching it. Like it was funny. Like obviously it's a comedy movie, so the plot is just out there. The situations they get into are unbelievable. Like the bomb in a box, like just completely unrealistic. But for what it was, it actually I really enjoyed watching it. I found myself enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I was dreading watching that fucking movie.
So, I mean, I guess I'll speak to it. So, I watch the movie every year. Evangeline likes it. I don't really know. I don't really know why I like it so much.
It's fun.
No, it is, but the people in the movie are terrible people. Literally, all of them are terrible.
Yeah,
Howard is terrible.
Like
the wife is terrible.
Of people in the world.
The kid is terrible. The neighbor is terrible. The neighbor's son is terrible. Like everybody you see in that film is actually a terrible person, including the cop, including the radio guy, because the radio guy specifically says, "If you get this right, you'll get a Turbo Man." Then when they show up, no, I didn't say that. No, you did. But now you're trying to say it's mail away. So it's like everybody in that.
Oh, he said eventually you get a coupon for it. Like
yes,
when
but
they come in stock, you can go get one.
But he implies on the radio that you would get the Turbo Man because, like, are you still looking for that Turbo Man for
Right, no,
Christmas?
no, I get that.
But it's like everybody depicted
Hold
in that
on, but how
film
is
is
the
a
cop-
terrible person.
How is the cop a horrible person?
Because of
That
every
man kept getting fucked with.
Okay, so he pulled him over, and then he acted like an ass when he pulled him over, right? So like he was an aggressive cop, and then when he knocks over the
We
motorcycle,
watched a different movie.
no, we did not. The cop was as the kids would say now, being extra, for right from the very beginning. But everybody in that film,
I remember he pulled him over because he was. Hold on. He pulled him over because Arnold was driving on the shoulder like a dick.
yep,
Right. He pulled him over, and I remember he asked him for his, and Arnold was like, "Oh, I'm in a rush," and he gave him a smart ass answer because who gives a fuck? It doesn't mean you get to race past everybody because you have to go do something. Like fuck
no.
you.
So
Fuck
Arnold gave him the stuff that he wanted. And then he's like, listen, if you're going to give me a ticket, can you just give me the ticket? I'm in a hurry to try to get to somewhere. And then the cop's like, oh, I would hate to have you dissatisfied with my public service, blah, blah, blah. So then he made him get out of the car, then made him
I guess I'm an asshole because I respect that.
Then did all the other stuff. Like the cop did way more than he needed to. He could have just written
because
let him go.
Arnold was being a dick.
I mean, he wasn't being a dick. He said, listen, here's my stuff. Can you write me my ticket so I can go? Like,
so Psycho, let me get this right. Hold on. When you're on the highway stuck in traffic, you see some dick driving down the side, you don't think, hey, that guy's a dick?
No, I do. What I'm saying is,
okay, cool.
Cop,
So Arnold's being a dick,
cop, right? Like,
but he's still being a dick. Like, you ain't special. You're a dick. I understand why the cop was a dick to him because fuck him. You think you're special. Fuck you.
So, but okay, so
Also
just like you
bound.
said, Arnold was being a dick. The cop was being a dick because you just said I understand why the cop was being a dick, but he deserved it.
Yeah, because he was answering Arnold's dickness with dickness. I respect that.
Again, so everybody in that movie is a terrible person. Everybody,
like
right?
The cop's bike gets knocked over by Arnold. Like, what the fuck? Bitch, you knocked over my bike, and then you get blown up by Arnold's friend. Like, what the fuck, bro? That cop.
The lying, right? Like everybody's lying. Everybody in that film is terrible. But the movie is good. The mother's terrible too. She could have gotten the toy. She didn't. She could have reminded him to get the toy. She didn't. And then at the very end, right at the very end, when she finds out the truth about everything, she's like, oh, well, if you went through all of that to get something for him, I can't wait to see what you got for me. It's like, okay, literally, you just heard everything I went through, and the first thing you're going to say in response to that is, I can't wait to see what you got me.
But hold on. She's terrible because she asked her husband to get something. He didn't get it, and he didn't listen to her. But she's terrible for not reminding him?
No. That's not why she's terrible. Okay? She's terrible because parents are supposed to do things equally, right? There are things that I forget, and my wife will remind me. There are things that she forgets, and I remind her, especially when it comes to Christmas time, especially if you're working. Now, we don't know if she's a stay-at-home mom or not. I can't speculate on that. What I'm saying is that parents are supposed to help one another remember things because it's not always easy. But there are other things that make her terrible, right? So the fact that she knew the entire time that Ted was flirting with her and she didn't put an end to it until she punches him in the face in the car, right? It's like she could have put a stop to that very early because she absolutely knew what was going on and she didn't. When he climbed up on the roof to put the lights up, she could have said, no, we're not doing that. Don't get up there and put those lights on. She let him do it. She let him come over. She let him take control of the cookies. She let him do all these things. So there are many instances where she could have stepped in and been like, okay, you're overstepping. It's time for you to go. And she did not. And instead of hearing Howard out, she automatically jumps to conclusions. Those conclusions weren't necessarily wrong, but you shouldn't just jump to a conclusion if you don't know what's going on, and maybe you're right and maybe you're not.
That's interesting because I never put together that she knew like what he was doing until she put it together and punched him in the nose.
You can see it because earlier in the film when he's flirting with the other women, he's doing the same thing to those other women that he was trying to do to her. She's rolling her eyes and sighing heavily, like, and he's saying the same shit to them that he was saying to her, so she knew that she was being flirted with.
Yeah, no, maybe like I wasn't paying attention to that obviously because that's just a side story that I didn't give a shit about, but I never like got the impression she knew until like he put his arm around her when they were standing next to the house and she like knocked it off, right? And then you saw she started getting uncomfortable. And then they got in the car because she needed a ride because I guess she can't drive. And then she punched him in the nose. But okay. I mean, hey, if you say so, I support the cops still.
Also, the fact that she's getting upset with him because he doesn't show up and he doesn't, follow through, but it's like he's the one working. You're not thinking to yourself, well, he's not here. Like, why would you not tell your son, hey, Daddy's not here?
That's a movie trope.
Daddy's not here because he's working and he'll get here as soon as he can, right? Like, where is the, hey, Daddy's not absentee. It's just if Daddy doesn't work, we don't have a house. We don't have food. We don't have toys, right? Like, where is that? Instead of feeding into this idea that Howard's a terrible person.
Oh, he's not a good person because look at where he was working. They were like having a party and he's just there, then trying to do some extra things like
well, everybody else was having a party. He was in the office working. You never see him out at the party. And I'm not saying he's not terrible. He's terrible for other reasons, right? You shouldn't say you're going to do something if you're not going to do it. You need to make it like there are tons of reasons why he's terrible. That's why I said everybody in the film is a terrible person. But what I thought was most interesting to me is that this is the first time since I saw the movie in theaters that I watched the original theatrical release. Every year since it came out on Blu-ray, which was the first time I owned it, I have watched the extended edition of it, and it was funny to see the things that they cut out. So, yeah, it was definitely interesting watching it this year. Just a regular theatrical release of the film.
Extended edition.
I didn't realize. I mean, there was a difference, so couldn't tell you.
So, I mean,
do you want to elaborate a little bit?
Yeah. So one of the things that they cut out is when he gets in the car with the fake Santa and the fake elf to go buy the toy. That scene is longer. The elf starts like messing with the stuff in his car and opening the compartments and asking him, hey, is this leather real? What kind of leather is it? What is this stuff worth? And it's kind of like he's casing the car, right? And then
okay.
Jim Belushi starts singing a little bit. They have an argument. They're talking about stuff. Then there's also when they're sitting in the diner and he's mentioning the Johnny, that weapon.
The gun?
Yeah, the gun, that he's mentioning.
Yeah.
In the extended edition, Sinbad actually goes through what all 7 of the things are, and he like acts them out. And he lists like each of the 7 things that the gun transformed into, and then has like a motion and an action for it, and that's extended. Him breaking into the neighbor's house is extended as well. And then the Turbo Man fight at the end when he's like dressed as Turbo Man, that's extended in the film.
That went on long enough.
Okay.
God, him flying around for like a good full on 10 minutes. I'm like, let's get the hang of this. Look at me, I fly all over. Like,
so that's something that obviously it's a movie. So that's something that only happens in the fucking movies, right? There's like the idea that they're essentially it's a Christmas parade, but it would be say an equivalent of like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah. But it doesn't move. They stay in one spot with the parade for like ever.
But like, well, no, because we figure Macy's, they do like the whole show sometime. Like they had that one area where they stop, they do the show, the theatrics, right?
Yeah.
But to think at some point that this parade, they have enough that we got real jetpacks, real things that fire from wrists, like all the shit that Turbo Man is fucking real, and they gave it to these assholes who are just nobodies that are there for a parade for 3 hours. They're like, yeah, here, have at it.
How about the
This is
boomerang
what we
fist?
do.
The boomerang fist.
Sinbad's fist flies off his arm, hits
And
him,
right back
and
on.
comes back. Oh yeah, we're good.
How about the fucking what's his name? Fucking Curtis Armstrong, Booger.
Yeah, that's great.
Has a cameo as Booster. Like,
Yeah.
he's sitting
And
there,
then all
he's
the kids beat his ass because nobody likes you.
he's sitting there smoking. He's like, "You late." Like they get in the costume. And that's it. That's his whole fucking thing in the movie.
He's all, I know you. You're Booster. And he's like, yeah. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
But like the idea of that, right? Like I've seen where kids like go against like the bad guy of a cartoon, right? Like they're like, oh, we don't like him. But I can't remember anything in our childhood where like kids like hate the sidekick to that point where they would like want to pummel him and beat him to pieces. But that poor guy fell off, and those kids are like, hey, we don't like that guy, but we hate you more. We're gonna beat your ass.
I don't know, man. Like, I enjoy the movie, and Evangeline really likes watching it as well. So we watch it every year. But it's, when you really think about it, it's a fun Christmas movie, but it's so weird because it's about consumerism, and it's about, greed and people that don't understand the real meaning of Christmas. And they present it in a way where you're supposed to learn the values by seeing everybody else act terribly. One of my favorite things that's been made from that movie, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this online, but there's a video on YouTube where they turned the put the cookie down line into a song, and it is absolutely amazing. 100% absolutely amazing.
Don't look it up. John likes stupid things sometimes.
No, it's hilarious.
I'll have to check it out at some point.
But yeah, like I said, I was really not impressed, but I was not disappointed by watching it. I thought I was gonna like, man, I'm gonna hate this fucking movie. I know it. I remember liking it as a kid. I'm gonna watch it now, and I'm gonna hate it and be very pissed off, like I was with Little Shop of Horrors. Like I'm gonna fucking be mad, but I wasn't. I really did enjoy watching it. I don't plan on needing to watch it again anytime soon, but I was not mad about it.
Yeah, I won't be picking that one up anytime soon.
You're not gonna go out and buy the Blu-ray?
I'll just keep paying for it. So Krampus.
I was disappointed that we never got an actual Turbo Man toy until the pandemic, and then it was a Walmart exclusive, and it was terrible. It didn't look like the one in the film, and what you don't remember back in 2021 there was a Turbo Man Walmart exclusive figure?
I'm pretty sure I mentioned that they made one like 15 minutes ago.
But there's there's two different toys. There is a vintage one.
Yeah, but the vintage one I thought was smaller and even worse. And then the one Walmart released was bigger, but still terrible.
Yeah, the one Walmart release, if I remember correctly, is in like all the exact packaging and everything from the movie.
So there's a 13-inch.
Bad.
There was a 13. I remember this because I looked this up because I was checking comps for it because I had a chance to buy one. So 13-inch, it's from Tiger Electronics. That's the original 96. He's 13 inches tall.
Yeah, and then they re-released that one at Walmart.
That looks nothing like the movie.
Yeah, it looks crap, like it's shitty looking. And then in 2021, they re-released that same one at Walmart.
That would be hold on. The 2021 I saw, yeah.
Which is weird. I mean, obviously people know the movie, but I didn't realize the movie was that big of a hit. That
Walmart
they felt like they
exclusive. Hold
needed
on.
to even remake and re-release it in 2021. Apparently, this movie was much bigger than I remember it being. Man, it's only
Looks the same.
$43.
Yeah, no, it is. It's the exact same thing. It was disappointing because it doesn't look anything like the one in the film does.
Yeah, it really.
Looks like he's upset about most things.
If they were to release a Turbo Man like the one in the kid's backpack at the end of it, I'd probably pick it up. That'd be something I'd put in the collection
For nostalgia, just to have it.
Yeah,
it could stay on the shelf. It'll be all right. I don't need that shit. So, Krampus. Let's move on. Because, hold on. Before we move on, Tony, I want to give you a moment to speak about something you were like appalled by with Jingle All the Way. Like the first thing you mentioned, like 5 minutes in the movie, there's a booger hanging out of a guy's.
Oh my god! So the first 5 minutes of this movie, when they do the I'll call it Power Ranger style scene,
yeah,
where they're fighting and everything. So the bad guy, I can't remember his fucking name. They don't make a big deal out of it. That's why I can't remember it. But he's holding the kid hostage.
Dementor.
They zoom in on his face, and whoever the actor is,
Richard
go
Mole.
back and watch the first 5 minutes of it. Right here on his lip, next to his mustache, is honest to Christ a booger, and nobody draws attention to it. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, it wasn't subtle. It was just like they zoom in. It's like if you zoomed into my face right now and it's like there's a booger right there, and nobody said anything. Wasn't a mole. Wasn't like a blemish or something. It was an honest, like the guy went, all right, shoot the scene, and there's a big old booger right there.
And Tony, he's like in the chat. He's like, nobody's like mentioning that there's a booger 5 minutes. I'm like, bro, we're not looking for a booger. He's like, it's zoomed in. I didn't go back to look. I have to take your word on it, but that's fucking hilarious.
No, it's there. It's there. It's there.
Oh, so let's move on. Krampus.
Yep. Krampus.
Man, I watched it last night. I love that fucking movie. Psycho, did you watch it?
No.
Oh.
I knew he didn't.
I watched parts of it because it's only available to stream on Peacock, and I don't have that streaming service, and so I had to watch clips of it on YouTube.
I thought it was on Netflix.
No, it's on Peacock.
It's not. It was on Netflix earlier this year.
Yeah. Currently it's on Peacock, and I don't have a Peacock subscription, so I couldn't watch it, and I wasn't going to pay for a month of Peacock to watch it.
It's on Peacock amongst like 7 other things that you have to, that are, paid for streaming services, and then Google and all that. You can pay for like $4 to rent it, or you could go into the library and pick that up there. Or did you watch Mario Brothers?
Did I watch Mario Brothers? I did.
Yep. That same website has it. That's where I watched it.
Oh. Well.
So thanks, John, for partaking. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Joe sent me a link specifically to Mario, or you sent it to me from Joe. And when I click that link, it just takes me to Mario. I didn't know that I could search for other movies when I was on there.
So John's new to the world. He doesn't know how websites work. He doesn't realize that you could just type in the websites, they didn't bring up the homepage, and find what you want. So, Tony.
Yes.
Krampus.
So, I love it. I think it's a great movie. I think it's very well done.
So good.
I enjoy. Okay, so there's so much to talk about, but I'm trying to be highlighting because we don't have a ton of time with it. But so I like when the spirit of Krampus is taking over, if that makes any sense when you're watching it.
Right. Yeah, where he's like, everything gets darker. The fucking storm comes in.
Yeah. So the storm starts rolling in, and then I love where Max is like, "Hey, where'd that snowman come from?" They're like, "Oh, one of the neighbor kids must have built it." And then all of a sudden, there's like 10 other snowmen. And then I like when I don't know whether family would let their kid do this. There's a torrential blizzard outside. It's pitch black out there. It's below freezing. And she's like, can I go check on so-and-so? He lives like 3 blocks away. And the parents are like, yeah, just be back by whatever time. And I'm like, I wouldn't let my kid go outside if it was raining. This was a torrential blizzard and like negative, 500 below zero in the middle of the dark, no power anywhere. And they're like, yeah, fuck it. Just go out and wander in the night. We're fine.
It's like a normal winter. And like, okay, but then it's like, yeah, the fucking temperature drops like negative. Torrential fucking blizzard going on. Like, yeah, have fun. We don't like you, I guess. Just go ahead.
There's no
You're
power.
annoying.
There's no nothing. Nothing says that it's safe for this kid to go walk.
Like, really?
For anybody to
like,
be out.
It's almost, you'd expect that exact same scenario from like Peter Griffin to Meg. Like, yeah, go ahead. Just get out of here. Like, he'd want her to die. Like, just go.
I like that they get right to the showing you Krampus. Like, you don't have to like, oh, where is he? What's he look like? Whatever. And I love where she's walking along and he makes that god-awful howl and he's standing on top of one of the houses. And then he's running along the houses as she's trying to get away.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so fucking cool. And then, of course, you do get to see the point where he drops down. You see his hooves. And I think he drops a chain down, his hook or something.
Yep.
But that is definitely one of my favorite introductions to any character where they just go right into it. And you are actually afraid for the girl with as menacingly large and crazy as they make him look from a distance. And they just did a great job of that.
Yeah, because the obvious in horror movies, they always they tease that reveal. You know what I mean? Like, you might see a little shadow, you might see off in the, but that one, it was in the distance, but you see the full figure. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, yo, there is something there. And then within a minute is when he's running, and then he jumps over and lands right in front of her. And you're like, holy crap, that is a beast of a Krampus.
It's very well done. And then I love the fight scenes inside the house between the puppet toys or whatever you want to call them, the demons, however you want to call them, and
so
the kids.
So the way so for those, I wasn't familiar with Krampus, right? Like, I'd heard the name, but I wasn't familiar with what Krampus was. Like, it just wasn't something on my radar. So watching that movie for the first time years ago, apparently longer than I thought, when the daughter is running, right, and she hides underneath the that van,
mm-hmm.
and then Krampus lands right at the back of the van, and then he leaves the music box. It takes off. I didn't know that he used. I don't think it's part of the normal lore for movie and this character, but the fact that he used what we would call toys to do his bidding, or all the stereotypical Christmas gifts and decor and gingerbread man, you know what I mean? So to see that fucking music box pop open and then the thing come out of it, and then now that's after her too. I was like, holy crap. So he's not even by himself. He's got minions who are Christmas shit related as well, which was dope. And then leads further on to the fucking battle you're talking about in the house with everything.
So I equate those to, in my opinion, they're misfit toys, right? So these are not wholesome childhood toys. These were there's an angel.
Rudolph didn't warn me about those toys.
Well, the angel's got the face of a demon. The Jack in the Box turns out to be this sandworm looking motherfucker with a clown mask. and it ate Howie, the little fat kid. And then they went upstairs to go get it.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did.
It ate one of the daughters.
It ate Howie.
No, Howie got sucked up the fucking chimney.
And got. I'm
that
pretty sure
kid got sucked up the chimney because the Krampus dropped down the chain with the gingerbread man on it, and the fat kid, being a fat kid, walked up and grabbed the gingerbread man and fucking bit its head off, or like a chunk out of its head. And then it screams and wraps around and pulls the fat kid up the chimney.
I thought they found him again and they didn't. Okay, well, it
No,
ain't
it's
something.
one of the dykey, I guess they call it, like the tomboy daughters gets eaten.
But so like that was all great. I think all those nuances, everything in that was awesome. Keep the fire lit. I like the story, finding out that the grandmother has had run-ins with him when she was little, and she was spared. But what I don't remember, or maybe I don't realize or understand, was why was she spared and now she's being hunted?
So I don't think she was being hunted. Like, he was there because of the kid, right? The son.
Mhm.
Fucking made the wish and tore up the letter and threw it out the window.
But he took her. He took the grandmother.
Well, yeah, because now she's there. But like her original encounter, she was in bed. She didn't do anything wrong as a child. She was just sleeping and she woke up. Her family was a problem. I don't remember in the movie if they show who like hated everybody and wished upon Krampus to come do those things to her as a child. Like, they didn't show that. But her family was killed, but she didn't do anything. She was just an innocent child who loved the holiday, right? She was still had faith and believed in Christmas.
There is something to that story, and I have to go back and I've watched it 4 or 5 times, but there's something to her story and the reason why that happens the way it does.
So according to what this says here, is that when she was a child, her family lost their spirit due to the hardships of the war in Europe. She eventually lost her hope and wished for everyone to be taken away, which summoned Krampus. He and his helpers dragged everyone, her family and all the villagers, except for her, into the underworld, leaving behind a bell-shaped bauble with his name on it. So she is the reason why everybody in her village was taken.
And the boy, the son, would have been the only survivor as well, until he's like, fuck you, I want my family back, and threw the belt at Krampus at the end, denying, like, yo, I take that back. And then Krampus like, well, now I gotta take you too, because you're now a bitch.
But then they're all in. That's the other part I don't really understand. So
Krampus takes people, if I remember correctly, he takes you and he puts you in like a snow globe type of thing.
So that family
that's
went
where you're
into the
held
snow
captive.
globe. So now every day is Christmas?
No,
Yeah,
so
they're living in a snow globe.
well, no. So according to what it says here
In
in
the
the
movie,
summary,
yeah.
according to what it says in the summary, is that there are hundreds of snow globes that he uses to watch the houses that he's tormented, and now the Engel family is around them. They're not in the snow globe. He uses that to keep an eye on them, because if they mess up again, if they do something again, he will come back and actually take them. Allegedly,
They're
when
back
the
in
kid,
their world.
yeah, allegedly when the kid begged
That's
for
not how I took it at all. I
forgiveness,
took it that they're being held captive in the snow globe. That he took the family. He then also took the boy because he threw his shit. Like, fuck you. He's like, all right, you're mine. I'm taking you too. And now this is where you're trapped.
yeah,
Because
but then
Krampus takes children. He puts them in his bag and fucking hauls them off to wherever the fuck he takes them.
yeah. So again, I did not watch the whole thing.
Yeah, so we're
But
getting information from John who didn't even watch the fucking thing.
According to what this thing says online, it's that Max realizes that he was responsible for summoning Krampus. He chases after Krampus and confronts him at the edge of a fiery pit. Max sincerely apologizes. He actually means his apology for losing his spirit and begs to sacrifice himself to bring his family back. Krampus
Correct.
laughs and tosses Max into the pit. But that moment brings everybody back. So the fact that he sincerely repented and he had sincerely found the spirit of Christmas in that moment, and it wasn't a lie, it wasn't fake, meant that Krampus brought everybody back. But he leaves the thing with them at the end, right? It says Max awakens in his bed on Christmas morning and discovers his family alive and well, concluding what happened was just a nightmare. However, as they find Krampus's bauble among the presents, the family exchanges troubled looks. So it's like everybody remembers now. And then it shows Krampus is in his underworld lair, and he's watching the snow globes, because the snow globes is what he uses to keep track of all the families that he's already tormented. Because if they go back, if they're full of misdeeds again, then he will come back, and there is no repentance at that point. Like, at that point, you're done.
So what I'm reading is that they're trapped in it, but a lot of people speculate that it's a watching thing. That there's never been like a confirmation as to which one it really is. It's all interpretation and speculation on it. Like, there's no factual this way or that way.
Yeah.
That's weird. Now, like, I feel like I have to go back and at least forward it towards the end of the movie just to watch the last 20 minutes. Well, it's only an hour and 30-minute movie, I think, anyway. But
yeah, so actually, there is a definitive answer, because there was
you gotta fucking correct everything. But go ahead.
No, I'm just telling you. There was a prequel graphic novel called Krampus: Shadow of Saint Nicholas. And in that graphic novel, it's revealed that anyone spared by Krampus for showing like actual repentance, right? Like for actually being grateful and finding the spirit, is spared. But Krampus will keep an eye on them through their respective snow globe from the underworld lair to make sure that they never lose their Christmas spirit again. And if they do, then he's going to kill them. So
I guess the question I have is, when did that come out versus when the movie came out? Because what I'm reading is that the actual creators purposely left it ambiguous to leave it up to the viewer to decide which way they wanted to interpret it. Like, they did it purposely like that. Now it sounds like this comic came out before that. God damn it!
What happened?
No, that fucking question. I know who that is.
Okay. So the comic was published November 24th, 2015, and the author was Michael Dougherty.
That's the director, right? I believe.
Yes. And it came out November 24th, 2015, and Krampus came out December 4th, 2015.
Oh, there you go then. We'll take it as an answer then. Okay.
The
director who did it,
the author,
the writer.
Yeah, the director and the author. That's the prequel graphic novel, and that's the answer. They are back in the real world. They were spared, but they're being
the theory.
lost.
It's a little Scrooge McDuckish. It is. It's a little Christmas Carol Scrooge McDuckish, right? Where it's like, I've worn the error of my ways. Well, you're fine now.
Right. It's weird because like the way it ends, like, I always thought they were trapped in it, which if that's the way the comic's showing it, then that's the way the director wanted, then I'll go with that. Because like I always saw it as they were trapped in it. But the way they all like got quiet, like they all remembered it, like nobody acknowledged anything. Then like they saw the bell. It's like almost they all like had the flashbacks, like, oh, you know what? Let's not fuck up because something bad happened. Like they don't show like they remember everything, but everybody just gets kind of like awkwardly quiet. Like, do we discuss this or do we just like?
So do you think it's one of those things where everybody's sitting there, not necessarily that they know about Krampus per se, but they all recall something and they think it was a nightmare, and now they're all looking at each other like, did you have the same nightmare?
Or maybe they remember everything. And like, we're just not going to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I don't know which one it is. I didn't watch the film, but allegedly what they're saying is that they remember what they experienced.
Huh.
Because like the people in that movie, now you want to sit there and talk about everybody in fucking Jingle All the Way were like horrible people. Everybody in Krampus. Well, no, I can't even say everybody. because it was really the extra family were the horrible people, right? Like the bootleg Uncle Eddie, right? Like he was a horrible person.
Bootleg Uncle Eddie.
Shitter's full.
Oh yeah. You didn't feel like his character was Uncle Eddie from Christmas Vacation?
I would have actually said he was a more patriotic, hardcore version of what the fuck is his name? Who was the uncle? God damn it, man! The one from Home Alone.
Uncle Frank.
Yes.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
I got more of a because Uncle. Okay, so Uncle Eddie never was an asshole. Uncle Eddie was just a goofball and thought he was always doing something good or doing the right thing or being.
Well, that's why I said a
being
bootleg
genuine.
version.
Huh?
That's why I said bootleg version. Like
Well,
he was very much a like.
version. It's
Well-
not even his doppelganger. It's more closely related to Frank from Home Alone and how much of an asshole he is. You know, like, oh, you're the one with the
I was
money.
going with the whole the more of the like the whole redneck kind of like
Well, yeah, I mean
country
that's
bumpkin.
I agree with that. I'm just saying the attitude that Frank has as a freeloader and all that kind of bullshit, and like, oh, you know, you're making all this money, and how come you're not patriotic? And you should be protecting this and doing this or whatever. Just somebody who like is an over the top asshole. I got Uncle Frank more than anything.
Like as soon as the introduction, like even with the big ass truck, to me was like, oh, it's the fucking the RV. Like everything, it to me it just seemed like the character. Besides the fact, like he was a dickhead versus Eddie was like the lovable dumbass, right? Like the goofball dumbass that you just he's kind of special, but that family were horrible. That family was like just a horrible set of beings. The family we follow, they have like their own like family internal problems going on, but it's not like they're horrible people.
Right.
But the extended family were shit. But the scene when they're at dinner and they start reading the kid's note to Santa, and he's like, "Oh, I wish my dad and mom were happy," and I feel when the mom walks in and then like all hell breaks loose, everybody starts fighting and shit. Like,
Who wants creme brulee?
and the aunt, like, all these fancy word foods don't sit right with me. And the crazy characters that they had were obviously like they're doing like stereotypes of types of people. But the aunt, because like I know her from other things, but the main thing I know her from is 2.5 Men and Waterboy.
She
She's the
plays
mom.
the same character in anything you watch.
Right. But like those are like but the way even though she plays the same character, she's fucking hilarious. But the way
She's
she's
not a
like
Waterboy, by the way. That's Kathy Bates.
that wasn't the same woman?
It
No.
was Kathy Bates.
Holy shit. It wasn't. You're right.
It doesn't happen a lot, but it was Kathy Bates.
I'm glad you acknowledge that you're not often right. That's a step forward for you. Holy crap. Then what the fuck else was she in that I'm thinking about? She's been in a lot more than
She's a
fucking 2.5
supporting
Men.
character.
She
She's
was
never
in
a lead.
Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, but
There you
she's
go.
always a supporting character and never a lead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, she's always a bridesmaid, never the bride. Yeah, no.
But she
Always.
has the same persona in every movie, so that's why she's cast in those kind of roles.
And
Because
she's
she
fucking
doesn't
hilarious.
have to change. It's just how she is.
Yeah, she's just fucking hilarious. But like, even when she's like giving the kids alcohol, giving them fucking peppermint schnapps and shit. Like I don't know about you guys, but I feel like everybody has like an aunt like that's kind of like that. That's the coolish kind of I don't give a fuck aunt. But the way that she acts and talks to these people, you can see why they hate her. Like
I just love the fat kid with the whole every time somebody's talking, he's just like his mouth's just like hanging open.
Like he's staring at their face, not knowing
it's like-
anything. Like he speaks a different language. Like, he just-
So I do want to say this because there's not a whole lot I can interject, but apparently the guy who wrote the film and directed it is also the same guy who wrote and directed Trick or Treat, which I know you mentioned before. And so he wrote the Krampus comic, but apparently he also wrote a Trick or Treat graphic novel as well.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, for the description about this book that was provided, it says, from the twisted imagination of Trick or Treat creator Michael Dougherty, director of the upcoming Krampus and Trick or Treat 2. So when he put this up in 2015, Trick or Treat 2 was a thing that was being worked on and coming out. I thought that was
still being worked on. It's just, it hasn't come out yet. Why you got to bring up sore subjects? We're waiting for it.
I mean, because I thought it was funny. I'm actually surprised that you don't own either of these things, the Krampus or the Trick or Treat graphic novel.
I want the Krampus animatronic.
Don't get me started on animatronics. God damn it. That's another podcast.
I'm in so much trouble with animatronics.
So all right. So Tony, what was your of Krampus? What is your favorite movie? Like your favorite part of it?
I don't know. It's I like
that's hard-hitting questions, man. That's what I do.
Well, I'm just thinking of the movie because I enjoy the movie as an overall. So to say this was my favorite part, but I can narrow it down to probably two things. One being the snowmen, how they keep appearing and keep moving closer to the house. And I don't know if you remember, but and then of course with the fire, don't let the fire go out. And when the fire does go out, the last thing that's lit, it's very
right,
reminiscent of today's society, right? So like the battery dying on the tablet, and you just see it like blink, 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 and as soon as it goes out, that's the last light in the house. And because there's no more lights in the house, now they can attack. So then as soon as that light goes out, you see these like fucking fat ninja looking motherfuckers break down the front door, like these troll guys that don't show anywhere else in the movie other than the end.
They're elves, god damn it.
But they don't show them. They only show when they break into the home, and then you don't see them again until the end of the movie. So I like when the snowmen move up, and I like when the lights go out, and that's probably my favorite transition. I just find it odd that they invented and invited a character into the scene that doesn't show up again until the end of the movie. Why weren't they fighting the elves in the house? Instead, they're fighting gingerbread men and demonic Christmas toys.
Well,
story of my life.
That's the story of your life? Is that
gingerbread men and demonic Christmas toys?
I think for me, like the idea of like all the different toys. So like you had the Jack in the Box and you had the angel, like the angel from the tree. Like the way they did that I really like that. But the one thing that I'm always curious about is what the fuck was under the snow?
Could have been
that was grabbing everybody and pulling them.
It could have been that freaking snaky Jack in the Box thing that ended up in the bag and ended up in the house.
But that thing was fucking moving.
Well, I can't speak for the speed, Chris. I didn't write the movie.
You sure?
I don't know. He was moving pretty fast.
Did you know they released one?
Oh, Krampus movie. Did you not open that?
Not yet.
That thing, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if you knew they actually released this damn thing.
That's like the Killer Clown and Jabba the Hutt I put together.
I ain't mad at that. Except for the Jabba the Hutt. Fuck that.
What, Psycho, was that all too accurate? Was that the problem?
So I was like, I really don't. I didn't see that part where
Jabba
he
the
eats the bitch. Like, so like when that Jack the Jack in the Box eats the one girl, right? They turn the corner, and all you see is like her boots like hanging out of his mouth as he's like swallowing her whole. And then the mom picks up an axe and like does like a dialogue before like trying to save her daughter, and then goes running like in full like trying to. And as soon as she goes, the fucking thing goes like through a wall down like an air duct and escapes. Like if you hadn't fucking spoken for 2 minutes, you would have fucking killed this fucking thing and saved your daughter. But the way you see that thing like is I guess running through the air ducts, it's crawling, and then it falls through the ceiling. Because like they're going through battle. The mom and the sister are fighting the Jack in the Box. The people downstairs are fighting the angel, right? And then the bootleg Uncle Eddie is fighting the gingerbread man. It's like everybody's fighting their own thing. And then you think everything's kind of calm. They've beaten them. That hazard is like past. But then all of a sudden the fucking like Jack in the Box comes blasting through the fucking roof, hits the floor, and then like everything erupts again, and then, like the fucking angel's back, fucking fighting everybody, and then like it's just a clusterfuck of people fighting monsters. The only thing I do wish this movie had, and I understand why it didn't for like the younger audience, and they're trying to make it more appealing with the story for like the theaters and the mass audience. Nudity, but there was no like the death scenes. You're killing these characters, you don't actually see any of the deaths.
So I'm gonna equate that to more comedic, like almost like a Killer Clown type thing, where it was like they were preying on the videography of cat tumbleweeds, of the videography of like suspense and like jump scare, and so you don't have to have. If you have jump scare, gore doesn't necessarily have to be there. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
By the way,
like, or it was because they never intended for them to actually be dead.
Well, there you go. That as well.
Right, like you don't see the deaths because at the end you find out that he's giving them another chance.
Well, yeah, because like so the idea of Krampus, like I said, he takes the kids, but then like the things like he has like skeletons in his bag, but he kidnaps, right? And he traps people. Suppose if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. Gustavo's not here to like correct me on that. But so I mean that makes sense. But you think like you're getting eaten by a fucking by a Jack or a Jack in the Box, there might be some type of gore to it, or you're getting pulled in. It's like the goriest thing you see, because people do get hurt, right? The uncle gets bit in the leg, and like you see, like he comes back, you see all the blood and everything from his leg being attacked. So like, it does cause harm, right? Like they shoot the gingerbread man, shoot him in the leg with a fucking nail gun.
Yeah.
So like there is harm there. So it's not like there's no harm. Like they get harmed. It's just I was just interesting that like there was no like actual graphicness to it. But if it makes sense, if they weren't trying to kill him, just trying to trap him, you wouldn't see like somebody being decapitated by Krampus, which should definitely happen.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I don't want to rain on the parade or anything, but it's 20 after 10. And my dog is acting like a jerk and wants to go outside. So I'm going to have to log out if we're not ending up now.
Damn. So you're
Can I make an honorable mention about Jingle All the Way?
Sure.
Okay.
So the wife can fucking get it, dude. She's standing in the bathroom in her nightgown in the scene where they're getting ready to go to bed. And I'm like, that bitch was clapping in that mirror, dude. I'm like, God bless her. So
leave Tom Hanks' wife alone.
Oh, I Tom Hanks the shit out of her.
I'm glad
I'll cast her away.
I'm glad you said about her, not somebody else. So I'll
turn her hooch.
Christ.
I'll toy her story.
Well, on that note, Jesus, Psycho,
Tom Hanks
saw of it. Did you enjoy what you saw?
What do you hear, Buzz?
From what I saw, it looked interesting. It looked entertaining. it was difficult to say I liked it because there weren't successive clips, right? So it's not like some movies get put up, you watch one and then you go to the second one and you don't miss anything. There were like gaps in between, but I kind of was able to follow along with what was happening.
So I recommend going to the website. You just type in the actual, remove all the Mario Brothers shit, and you can get to the website. It's there. Give it a watch. It's a horror movie, but like I said, there's no gore, there's no crazy. Like it's actually a fun movie, even
It's
for the
not in the
holidays.
traditional horror sense by any means.
Yeah, don't let your daughter watch it. Don't let Evangeline watch it.
She won't sleep.
Or she might act very good for the rest of her life if she gets scared that if she's bad, the evil Santa Claus will snatch her ass. But
all right, so let's go ahead and I guess let's wrap this up for
Plug it
Tuesday.
away.
So Tuesday we've got collaboration, collectors and drinks and toys, and we are going to what?
I was like collab. Yes,
and we're going to be talking about. Well, it looks like we've got a lot to talk about with Mondo and some other things that we brought up earlier. But at the same time, we're talking about we're going to bring up a Christmas toy, and we can go about this one of two ways. And maybe we solidify it between now and then. But we can go by the one Christmas toy you wanted but never got, which is probably a good one, or the one toy you wish they would have made, Christmas toy you wish they would have made, whether you saw it in a movie or what have you. It's just the one thing you're like, man, I really wish that was a thing, and it's not because it was only in a movie.
Why not just share our favorite Christmas toys?
So next week, we're gonna go ahead and now I'm good with whatever. So Chris, if you want to wrap it up so we can get the hell out of here.
Aren't we also talking about Christmas specials since we're doing the collab episode? Like
yeah.
And are we going to do a longer episode? We talked about that too. Instead of doing 1 hour, we were talking about doing maybe 2.
It might be a 2 hour.
We could start earlier too. We don't have to wait until 9 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I'm down for start at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Let's start at 8 if we're gonna run 2 hours because I don't want to be running till fucking midnight. I mean, not that I have anything really to do Christmas Eve, other than work, for a couple hours. But I don't want to be. No.
Well, Tuesday's the 23rd, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he means the next day.
Tuesday's 22nd. Yeah, 23rd. 24th is that Christmas Eve. I don't want to be. I have to work Christmas Eve for a couple hours. I don't want to be dragging ass all day.
Relax, you dumb dog.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So what I'm hearing is that we really have ideas but no solidified answer as to what we're doing for the show, which is typical for Drinks and Toys. So it fits the brand 100%. Can't be. All right,
we're good.
Sounds good.
Psycho, do you have anything to plug ever?
No.
Good. I like you staying in character.
Sure, he does. It's just she's in the other room and he needs to get off the camera. I saw the eyebrow go up.
You're making him uncomfortable because he's not that kind of person.
I don't know if I make him uncomfortable or not. If he's just like, ooh, he knows too much.
No, you make him uncomfortable. That's 100%. I've known him since I was like, 11 or 12. You make him uncomfortable.
It's been a long time, that's for sure.
That being said, yes, we will end it here. Thank you all for coming out. I had one of my employees come in and fucking Jaden Smith. But besides that, we will catch you guys next week. Drinks and Toys, collab. So there won't be any individual collectors hideout next week because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. Christmas is Thursday, right?
Yes. Yeah. Christmas is Thursday.
So yeah, we won't be doing that, but we'll do the collab on Tuesday. So everybody join us. We'll do some advertising once we get some ideas solidified. That we will be ending this. Tony, do you have anything you want to say?
No, let's crack it, man. Let's call it. It's been a great night. Had a lot of fun. See you guys next Tuesday.